The sky was gray again. In a forgotten corner of the city, where buildings leaned tiredly and life moved a little slower, a little girl stood by the roadside, clutching a wooden box. Inside were pencils, plain, wooden, unsharpened. Not the colorful, fancy kind you'd see in store windows, just pencils. But they were all she had. Her name was Emily. Each morning, before the sun stretched across the rooftops, she took her place at the corner of 8th and Maple, right beside an old bookshop she dared not enter. She wore the same worn-out coat, slightly too big for her, and her shoes had seen more winters than she had birthdays. But her eyes, those eyes, held a quiet fire, as if they had dreams too big for her little frame to carry. "Pencils, sir? $1 each," she whispered to strangers passing by. Some ignored her. Others gave her change without making eye contact. But not today. Today was different. A tall man with silver hair and a coat that smelled of old libraries stopped in front of her. He looked down, not with pity but with curiosity. "How much for the box?" he asked. Emily blinked, surprised. "The whole box, sir?" He nodded. She hesitated. $10. He didn't even flinch. Reaching into his coat pocket, he pulled out a crisp bill, handed it to her, then knelt down to her eye level. "Now that I've bought your pencils," he said gently, "I'd like to ask you one question." Emily tightened her grip on the box, now empty, her fingers cold but her heart pounding. "If you had just one pencil," the man asked, "and you could write anything, anything at all, what would you write?" The question floated in the air, weightless yet heavy. No one had ever asked her that before. No one had cared. She looked down. Then slowly, softly, she answered. "I'd write stories," she said, "about girls like me, girls who have nothing but dream everything." The man smiled. There was something in his eyes, hope, maybe, recognition. He reached into his pocket again and handed her a business card. "When you're ready to write," he said, "come find me. Don't forget what you just said. A pencil is only wood and graphite until someone dares to believe." And just like that, he disappeared into the crowd. 15 years later, the city had changed. So had she. In a quiet study overlooking the skyline, a woman sat at her desk. Books with her name on the covers filled the shelves behind her. Children's stories, memoirs, tales of strength, survival, and dreams that refused to die. Her name? Emily Carter, best-selling author and speaker, loved by millions for her honesty and heart. On her desk sat a frame. Inside it? A single stubby pencil. Old, chipped, and nearly forgotten by time, but not by her. Every time she looked at it, she remembered the corner of 8th and Maple. She remembered the man, the question, the moment someone believed in a girl selling pencils. That pencil wasn't just an object. It was a promise, a beginning, a spark.